everybody. Let's kick it off. 2024 begins right now. Welcome. Happy New Year. How's everyone doing today? Great to be back on a Tuesday, and let's keep it going, right? 2024 is here. Welcome. And we're here Tuesday and Thursday, 12 noon, 12:15. Hit subscribe, hit the like. Join us every Tuesday, Thursday. Now, Bitcoin, let's just run through it. It's the market. Tech cues. Other markets taking a little break today. Not a biggie, but Bitcoin wants to come right out of the gate and wants to demonstrate why this is the year. This is a cycle year. Breakout, really nice. I mean, sideways consolidation zone. And check it out, right? 30 days since the last peak. 30. Tell me about 30 bars. 30 bars since the last peak. So what do you think? I think consolidation's over for now. This little pause phase. 30 days. Not a surprise. 30 is a beautiful number. And we see that a lot, especially when crypto makes like a big surge, makes a big run up 30, 50%, whatever, has a big inflection. You know, if it's an hourly, 4-hour daily chart, wait 30 bars. Wait 30 bars. Let it shake out. 30 bars, probably going to be talking a lot about that today. A few of these are resolving within 30 bars and connecting some dots here for BTC. Where's your B point? 85%. Looking good for a deep crab. And where does that take you? To the magical 48 number. 48,000. I think that's probably a safe bet within a few weeks, if not sooner. 48.8, 48.6, whatever you want. That's our target. And it's a day over day target. So I'm not, you're looking at this consolidation zone. The pause done. Let's start another wave and let's go higher. And let's do some follow through. 48. And remember, just so we know, as we stair step our way through this year, and it'll be a stair step, but we're focused on the big retracements. So that 48 level lines up with the magical all-time 618, 48.3. I'm only interested in 3 levels for 2024 on BTC. 48's one of them. The next level is going to be 886 at 63,000, 62.8, something like that. And then it'll be the 1618. It'll be a 1618, not a 113, because we're treating this as a new cycle. 1618 is 103. Those are your numbers. I think 886 by the halving. And then that 103 number, 6-figure number, that'll be a post-halving realization. And it stretches out, even on a nice uptrend here, where we see this in 6 or 8 months. Not a big deal. I only want to focus on right now. Oh, get back here. Only interested right now in that 48,000, which is your magical 618. And I think a lot of people, a lot of the crypto influencers that don't do anything like we do, will start pulling these measurements out. I see it. I see people looking at a 618 and a 1618, even if they don't even know a chart, because the stuff works with crypto. So 48, 63, 103. Let's go. What's going on, chat? Great to see everybody today. David, what's happening? You are the man. Hawk, Lawrence, Evan, Justin, EJ, Victoria, all my regulars, Tony, EJ, what's going on? Happy New Year to you too. Let's get it. So that's just your outline on BTC, and I'm fine with that. We don't need to complicate this. The cycle started, okay, really in earnest about 6 months ago, and now we are in a new acceleration phase, especially since we annihilated this 382 level. Remember the 382? Remember we were like, I wonder if that's going to reach. It wasn't like more than a couple months ago, more than like 5, 6 months ago. Yeah, we think it'll get to the 382. Yeah, it should get to 38,000, 39,000, and we'll see. Now we're at 48. That's really a great way where you're measuring something and kind of put together some realistic, conservative possibilities and then just annihilates it. That's how you know bigger things are happening from a harmonic pattern perspective. It goes like that. Why? Because there's follow through. We know that these structures, when you put like 4 of the 5 segments together, that 5th segment, it's like a magnet. Not to mention, look, if we were to blow this up, tell me what's happening right at the 382 level, right here. There's your 382. It hits and just straight on through. The 50, same deal. A little bit of a pause, but now talk to me at 618. Real nice. Let's run through top 5 and then move on to the markets. I don't think anybody's surprised. And, all of what's going on here is just continuation of what started. Here's Ethereum. Probably the biggest news is that we finally clipped 2480 over the weekend. Let me blow this up. 2480. What was that? I thought we got up there. Really close. There's Binance feed. We're waiting for 2480. Couple of bearish structures on a 4-hour, but again, it's all about the crab pattern. Where's my Coinbase feed? Hello. Bear with me. Come back to this. Yeah, that bat pattern says 29, but that's not it. It's a crab pattern. Here it is, Bybit. That's fine. 2486, that's the number. And notice how we do have a crab pattern right now, but let's blow this up. And again, I really need to make these charts bigger, especially when I watch the playbacks. They're just not really popping the way they should. Make the patterns massive. We're gonna wrestle this crab pattern at 2400, but the weekly numbers are 2500, 2485 to be exact. Something to note about this structure currently. Okay, we have some confirmation here, but didn't get to target 1. So we're still doing like a kind of a tight coiling consolidation. We could run as high as the hop at 2618. And then have some kind of pausing phase here. So also note, ever since that pattern completed, we're in a 30-bar pause anyway. That's about to end. Let's stay with it. It's all good, It's looking good. Give it time. Few more. What about the big ones? The big things that were really working last year, towards the end of the year, like, Link has been a big winner. One of the biggest surprises, I think, coming off of the lows of all the crypto, because that thing did such a long-term base here for over a year. Having trouble popping through this 17 level, and I'm not really interested in Link until you get above 1750 again. Really need to see that thing accelerate. And a lot of people are saying, yeah, Link's going to 100 or Link's going to 50. A lot of numbers are going to get thrown out by a lot of people that you would believe. Let's measure. Unless they're measuring something, we can throw out just about any number you want. But here's the deal on Link. Getting up there, again, run your big retracement levels. It's only at a 382. And I don't even think that's at a 382 yet. It's like this. Okay, your 382 is all the way up there at 24. So once we clear 17, get above 24. Or get to 24, excuse me. But, you know, slow, steady. I'll wait for a pullback. Maybe we get something on like a 60-minute. Check out chart link. Chain link. Chart link. My brain's on chains. My brain's on charts. Stuff like this. You know, bat pattern that was at 13, and that was about 6 weeks ago. A couple of bearish patterns. Again, slowly stair-stepping. I think 15, anywhere around 15, low 15s is probably good for yet that next move up to return. I actually like what I'm seeing with the shark because you go shark to 5-0 like we've done so many times before. You have two sharks. You got this pattern here, reaction. There's your yellow dot. Go for the return phase. Again, this is going to be something we cover next Wednesday when we do short-term crypto trading strategies. All right. For everyone that's subscribed, anyone that subscribes or purchases now, you guys can go too. It just, the discount is over. If you have any questions, reach out to me for the 11th. A few more things that are interesting. Quite interesting, as a matter of fact. So, some of the things that have been running crazy, we have to look at. Some of the ones that we've talked about too along the way. Things like this injective. So, this thing has just been a monster. We looked at that at 7, folks. Okay, and I remember going through this as one of the ones where like, yeah, this thing is really nice development. Higher highs. Let me get a better history on it. Let me get this, the market cap chart. Yeah, so we were looking at this back in the fall, and I was like, yeah, that's a pretty good breakout right there at 700 million, whatever it is, and it ripped. Notice how this thing was like a T coin a year ago. A T coin at 100 million market cap. Now it's 3.2 billion market cap. Folks, that's what we call a 30x. And that's what you're looking for. That's why you're looking at those T coins that are 100, 200, 500 million to go to a couple billion. That's how you get the 10, 20, 30x moves. So injective has just been a rager. What do you do with that? You can wait for it to get oversold like that is, and then the return phase, it's setting up, not ready to go just yet though. I'm not a fan of buying something that's already up 700%, but I'll look for short-term opportunities here. Much like what we saw over the weekend in things like Avalanche, which I still say this is on an aggressive uptrend. But the 4-hour chart, where was it? Yeah, it had a nice shark pattern, type 1. Still in a type 1, but again, after the long move from 10 to 50, pull back 20+%, almost 25%. Here's another nice consolidation structure in the form of a shark getting ready to go. That's what we want to see. One of the things to think about are the ones that have already done the big moves. Let them come back. Okay, let them do their pullback move and set up for you. This would be one of them. The other is obviously Solana, which, look, we talked about this. Why it hit target 1 at 122, and I was tweeting that. Here you go. Come on, where'd you go? Where did you go? Hold on. Where's my shark bat pattern? 1 second. All time, 122. That's why we talked about a 30-day pause here. There it is. It's the bat pattern. 122.38. I mean, spot on. Where, okay, 30-day pause makes sense. Today is roughly day 8. Looking like this. Really, if you want to just get exact, there you go. 30 days from now. Should be something like that. Consolidate, go sideways, give me a pattern in this zone, or even an oversold daily HSI would be a really nice trigger event. We do have on the hourly, I thought this was interesting, nice crab pattern, or bat pattern, excuse me. Right off the top, there's a few of the patterns. I do think we're going to come back one more time to this 98 level. Makes sense, right? 30 days sideways, do some consolidation, do a type 1 reaction, come back for the type 2 reversal, and then set up to go. So that's why Solana's doing what it's doing. Again, we get to these monster levels, we cannot get dismissive. And when you see target 1, we talked about this last week, has to anticipate some type of minor digestion phase, a reaction off of the first test of the level. That happens. The same way we get little reaction phases off the first test of reversal zones, your targets do the same thing. In this case, we have a yellow dot. That's bearish confirmation. You have my attention. That's why I tweeted what I did right at 120. Now, do we come all the way back down here to 70 or even 47? I joked about that. I somewhat joked. By definition, that Solana thing, look, that would be a perfect type 2 if it came all the way down there. I'm not saying that's what's happening. What I'm looking for, really, if this market's going to just light up right now, okay, pause for 30 days for me. Give me some 4-hour or hourly pattern like this, where we have a type 2. I mean, the fact that we have a bullish pattern, really nice, right at 98, and then when it did a type 1 reaction, and then in that gyration gives you a Gartley, a bearish Gartley, gotta respect. Not ready for Solana just yet. Not for that second wave, not for that second, that second run that everyone's hyped up for, stacking your bags. So let's get to it. Be patient with this. Again, on our session on next Wednesday, that's Wednesday the 10th, we're going to look at what are the triggers, how to play these situations. I mean, right now, you're oversold at the moment. Okay, just not out of the zone yet. So we're going to get another opportunity. There'll be many of these. But just remember, a 10% move like this, where you go from 98 to 108 in 24 hours, that's bread and butter. You have to understand that one of the advantages or one of the reasons why people are attracted to crypto is because you're getting incredible volatility in a way that you don't see in traditional markets, not to this intensity. Stick with it. Couple more. Here's storage. I posted this last week, several days ago. It's a big shark. Where's my shark? Sorry, I should have a shark right here. I had a shark right at 70 cents. What's going on? Hold on. Did I turn it off? No, I didn't. I don't know what's going on. The shark was right at 70. Maybe it was the hourly chart. Take a look. I'm going to have to go to trigger. Oh, there it is. Okay. 72.39 is the hop. Confirmation was right 71. And I'm looking for this just to be a pop, a type 1 pop. Now, we did a little bearish pattern, so I'll watch that, but I'm just looking for something like this. Little pop move at 101 automatic cover profits. Okay? That's what storage is. Even though storage looks good longer term, take a look. Weekly level, just coming off of that low and with a lot of room to recover. There's the daily. Yeah, the daily, here's the daily. Now, this is something else I really want to highlight for everyone, that when you're working with the program, we're seeing a lot of this. We're seeing a lot of these bearish patterns. This is a daily right there, goes to target 1 and then rifles back. So 69 straight to the hop at 105. Beautiful. These are the kind of segments where we want to use the bearish pattern with a reaction. Maybe you've got a bullish pattern. Here we do. So we have a retest, daily oversold, 4-hour or hourly, however you want to paint it, 70 cents roughly. I'm looking there for a little return move on storage. Few more of those. Okay, here's something I do want to highlight because it was amazing. I didn't participate in it. I was watching this thing, Teller. So it popped over 500 when we had 80 cents or 80 bucks. It was a massive correction back at the end of November, right around Thanksgiving. Okay, where it had run already from 10 to 170 and then lost like 50%. You would have thought it was over. At that point, like this, here you go. Little perspective here. This is TRB. Amazing. All the way down here, August, September, 9, 10, goes to 140. Then it loses 50%. 50% pullback. And let's use this as an example. Really, let me blow this chart up. Use this as an example. This is the kind of setup we want to be looking for now. Okay, a lot of your favorite crypto have already done that kind of a move. Maybe not to that degree, but let's find the ones that have done a 3x, 5x or more, and then they do a 50% correction, because that's just sharp. 50% bear market retracement to the 50 to resume for at least a retest the all-time high. In this case, blew through. So even after the fact, you come down, you settle at 80, and then you go to 500. 500. Right? Are you going to catch 500? Or it went to almost 600. Are you going to catch that? No, you're not going to catch that. The takeaway here is that this is what's possible. It reminds me of Bitcoin Cash back in the summer when Bitcoin Cash went crazy, and I said, okay, this got to mean something. This means something to me. I don't care that it got crushed, did the speculative move and then lost 60% of its value again, or 50%, more than 50% off of that all-time high. This is the kind of thing we are looking for in all of your crypto. That's the culmination event right there. I mean, you're all the way back here thinking, geez, I don't know, is this gonna make it back to at least the 886, which wouldn't be a bad thing, from 80 to 135, 140? Sure. And then what's it do? Well, there's a 16, wait, your 1618 is like there at 190. Where's your 3618? Because once you get past the 3618, you're on your own. You're on a 1-bar trade management totally. And that was 335. So even at 335, you know you're about as overdone as you possibly can. Look at the hourly. All right, and look at it this way, because this is the kind of thing I want everyone to get prepared for. When to sell. What are those capitulation movements? How do we know? Like, let's say Bitcoin goes crazy 8 months, 10 months from now, and we're trading at 175 or 180,000, which that's the 1618, excuse me. That's the 3618. We would be looking to run. I mean run, because even if it gets exceeded, it's never sustained. That's just a rule. You're seeing that. I think this is a great case study for how to be anticipating those big moves that will develop this year. Take a look at Bitcoin Cash. When it did that crazy move, go back here. When nothing else was popping, Bitcoin Cash out of nowhere did this, from 100 to 325. I actually like this, what's happening here. Big pause. That's going to pop again. But I'm telling you, this happened, right around the summer solstice, June 21. Okay, and it was saying something. But even this one came all the way back to a 618. This is a great reason why you don't FOMO into stuff like this. Because look, you are going to get, you see something go ballistic like that, 100, 300% move. Look, you're going to get a 618 or even a 382. You don't chase those. And that did a 61% of the entire move. So when they do spike like this, get them on the radar. You'll get pullbacks. That'll be a lot of what we talk about. It's almost kind of like the wake up first thrust kind of idea. Flagging you, saying, hey, I'm here, I'm ready to go. I just had to bust out of all of this main resistance. And then, you look at the all-time history. This is all valid. For Bitcoin Cash, that whole range is valid. I know it sounds crazy, but all the way up to, these highs at 1600. I'm definitely looking for a minimum, and this is, if that's Bitcoin Cash or Litecoin or all of these, to still ride the 382 minimum. That's 700 or 50 level. These are our minimum cycle projections. You would think, even in the weakest of recovery rallies in the long term, Bitcoin Cash gets to 700. Even if that's the top, it's still a great move. So, doesn't really, not surprised to see that. Okay, if that comes to fruition, but really this is the first thrust of that whole possibility. And even after that first thrust, still gave you a pullback. I like it. Couple more. XRP, for those waiting patiently or patiently waiting, like this, 62 cents. There's your daily. I think anywhere around 60 cents, you're fine. This has probably got a regulatory overhang on it. And when that clears up, you'll see another pop move. Let me get a better longer term data feed. Yeah, and nothing changes here. In fact, 90 cents is still what we're looking for. You connect dots like this. X, A, B, C to a 382 or to 59, but minimum 382 was set up. And then, 886 is not, it's just, it actually, you connect dots, it fits perfectly. So that's, look, waiting for these to come in. You're setting up. Let them, just understand that unlike last year, where you had a lot of pullbacks, Okay, you knew they had time. You knew they needed time, and I'm not talking days or weeks. You knew that crypto market needed months. This is a little different. This is where your corrections are opportunities almost on every instance because everyone's anticipating it. You've got that April deadline of the halving coming up where, people are going to be just stepping into that self-fulfilling prophecy. A few more Cardano. How about Cardano? Cardano is probably one of the best ones we've been in front of, or right at 25 cents, folks. Truly amazing. Now, what do you do with this? It goes to 65. Think you're pausing. You got a yellow dot. You got a whole bunch of things up here. Where's the opportunity? You got to wait. Let's watch this. This is interesting. Here's another technique, something that we're going to be discussing on the 10th. Cardano might have just set this up for the first time 2 days ago. Look, we're going to look for these M formations. Bearish, mind you. Bearish. Why? This is that first thrust. And then it gives you a beautiful M formation in the RSI that comes down either to the 50 or it could come all the way here. And I'm not too worried about that. It gives you plenty of time to set this up. But let's see this stabilize. And then once we get the stabilization, and let's say we can get a return move that gets you right above the amp level at 57, 58, that sets off the second leg. So you're consolidating in here. Remember, 30 days, not a biggie. We will trigger and then we will start to go again. Also, look, it's been a phenomenal move, but the all-time range on Cardano really makes this not that big, relatively speaking. And for all of these crypto that have this kind of range, well-defined, huge range, lost 95, 99%, whatever it may be, your minimum 382 level, folks. That's the goal for all of these. Minimum 32, 132. Still a double. Keep your eye on it. It's going to take time to get there. I do like what you're seeing. Look, these weekly candles are that bunch up. And let me really blow this up. Okay, at a minimum. There you go. This is fairly interesting consolidation. Look, big candle, 35 to 65, massive. And that was in 1 week. Little follow through, but no damage. Pause, higher low, higher low, higher low. Sometimes that can get overlooked, but is as important as higher highs, if not more important. And then so you're like this. And you're pausing, 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 and you're getting ready to do the next leg. And it's a nice chart. Let's do a little wedge here. Talk to me in a week or two. Continue to make progress, bust above 65. Again, it's not about 70 or 75. This is about $1.30 minimum. That's your move. Couple more. You guys have some? You do. Why does K. Scott HNY? Happy New Year. Thank you, William. Why does the market hate Zcash so much? It's not necessarily about hate, love, hate. Zcash, it's one of our harmonic favorites. No doubt. Look, Zcash has got lots of beautiful patterns down here. And remember we were saying that last summer? That the crypto market was hated? Truly hated. But we have patterns all over here. I mean, Zcash all along has had big patterns around 25, 30 bucks, and then a couple of smaller patterns here. There's one at 23. Back to back bats, bearish to bullish. Keep an eye on this. This could come down one more time and serve up an ideal, and I mean super ideal, Type 2. I mean, we would love type 2s at this point, right? Give me any type 2 in the world and I'll take it. After what's happened, and then take a look at Zcash with these other patterns, because we know this is a crab. All right, this crab I completed over a year ago. Perfect type 1, back down for a sloppy 2. But generally, you know, you're consolidating in this zone. And that 30, actually XA on that is 34. Basically 25 to 30. But there's a few of these. I mean, that Zcash and Compound, Monero, they're slow, steady movers. It's just that the bulk of the money hasn't moved over to this part of the world, of the crypto world. We've seen AI crypto run. We've seen some of those gaming run. Okay, you haven't moved to privacy coins and a few others, but Compound, there you go. Lots of patterns down there. Just taking its time. Just taking its time. What was the other one? Monero, XMR. Actually, Monero's got that massive butterfly on the weekly. Check this out. Oh, wrong one. There you go. Come on, Monero, where'd you go? Sorry, I keep hitting. XMR. Let me get a good feed. Why is it doing that to me? Where's Binance? Binance, there you go. Weekly chart. Why am I missing this? Is Monero a daily? Yeah, Monero is a daily too. That's right. A crab pattern. Look, 108, it was hated. No, it was a year and a half ago. Sideways forever. 108 to 170, 160. We'll break out of that base. Look at the weekly here. And I know where I want to go next. Hold on. Let me get this. I know there's a butterfly. There it is. So you have a massive butterfly on the weekly that is a T2 on Monero. But it could remain really muted. Certainly just building off of that low. XA at 135, every time that's hit, it's firmed up. And 260, that's still the objective. I mean, this year. Okay, not a multi-bagger, but at least 50, 60% target, 260. It's a T2. That's a lot like one that I have mentioned before that I do like this proof of work, Ether Classic. Oh, that's the wrong one. Let's get the right one. Ethereum Classic is that proof of work with massive butterfly. There you go. Massive. What's wrong here? You just need more time. Just need more time. Hop level at 13 and a quarter. That was just firm. But the real level is 20 bucks. So if you're not in that, you come back to 20, you have my permission to just FOMO anything under 20 bucks. Why? It's a type 2. Take a look on the weekly. The harmonic pattern framework, I'm playing perfectly. I mean, just look, T1 to T2. And then rejection. And look, HSI up there, everything you want to see. Come on back down. Retest 20. Test the hop. And then start making your progress, your building phase here, where you build out of that hole, if you will. And now we need what I like to call the saucer separation, where you break free of the zone. You're trying to do that for 2 months. You'll get there. Let me blow this up again. We really need to look at the individual bars. Price action, make the zone fat, because it looks like this. All right. There's the T2 for the first time. But a reaction, non-confirmation. I have no confirmation down here on the weekly. That's about the only thing missing. But price action still looks good. We can break down to a daily to look for those short-term oversold. But this kind of building is different from this kind of building. Why? This is like twice as many bars in the consolidation phase and twice as many to get out of the zone. This impulsive, this constructive. There's a big difference. Like if we did this kind of move for 2 or 3 weeks and then straight back down, that's impulse. Much like this one. 1, 2, no follow through and come on back down. This, you're talking 10, 12, 14 weeks. Steadily climbing. That's an important difference. Keep an eye on it. I like this one because once this thing breaks free, it will be gone. It will be gone. And this is with this kind of a pattern. I like the potential of it. Clearly 53, 93, target 2. That's what I anticipate for the year. But, larger possibilities, of course. They could go much higher. But I want to be positioned in here before you break free and you're gone. Like a lot of like Fetch AI or some of these other AI stuff. Like check out Fetch. Remember this? 18, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, now 70, 75. There you go. It's this. Big deep crap. It's a few of these. Target 2, like 76. You're right there, but you have a bullish HSI, so I'm watching that. Because Fetch will really break loose if it gets above 80. But a nice one, I mean, we've been in front of that for a long time. This is probably one of the bigger winners. The other one would be AGIX with the big pattern. Where'd you go? Yeah, a couple of big patterns, but this Gartley, so this is something else I'm looking. Not all crypto's the same. We've had strong reactions. Some of them are stalling at important target ones like this is. I do think there's going to be a pullback in select crypto where you're going to get an opportunity to buy this kind of reaction, and then for the next wave, it would be a lot bigger. If AGIX was going to be super strong, we'd be much higher already. We'll get another shot. There's a few of these that have done this. Here's that other one, the AIOZ. And this is going crazy. I mean, amazing patterns down here at 1 penny, and it goes to 18, 20 cents. But this is another example of something going crazy. 50% pullback, and then look, 4-hour chart. Look what you had. Down here with premium members, we're talking about this. I said premium members were talking about this. Was it an hourly? Yeah, it was an hourly shark. Thought it was a 4-hour at 12 cents. Perfect T2. Something that hasn't run just yet to think about. More to go. I think it was this boba. There you go. Huge spike up. Boba network. I have no clue, folks, other than it's a perfect type 2 off the shark, around 26 cents. Again, you're looking for this to do a target 2 run to 44. That is a perfect trading candidate. Forget the fact that, yeah, you could have had it at a perfect T2 at 16. That's over. Much like Telor was. Now, looking for that corresponding move. Maybe connect the dots, something like this, X, A, B, and now this one for bull, better go back to that 886 right at 44 and change. So it's setting up real nice. At a minimum, go retest this. How about Binance Coin? What do you guys think of this chart, this weekly shark pattern that worked out? I mean, that's, and I was dismissive of Binance Coin for all the problems that we're having. Meanwhile, that trade went for 60%. Let's not be dismissive. I'm talking to myself. Let's not be dismissive of opportunities like this. Easy to get that way. I'll watch Binance Coin. Look, the obvious breakout point is above the 335. So you're not missing out on anything. If it's going to go crazy, yeah, you'll pop above that and just run straight to the 886. Couple more. Internet ICP. Look at ICP. Look, there's another one. Really making progress. Yes, it was $3, but now it's 14 with this whole range at stake. And I know it's a bigger range, but let's take off of that last one. You know, that range, a 382 or all time, is even crazier. I don't know why that came out like that did. I mean, what was the all time? Yeah, I mean, this is insanity. 3,000. Yeah, I don't know why these all were like, even Coinbase has the high at around 500. But take a look. Look, here's ICP. Another HSI. That's on a 4-hour right there. But what was my apologies? I think this was on hourly. Just another hourly pullback. Maybe it was Filecoin. Those two are the same. Let's check out Filecoin. I'm watching ICP. Filecoin was the one that had the big pattern, right? Oh, go to the daily or weekly on Filecoin. Yeah, Filecoin had some stuff here. Like we go back looking left, you had all this stuff. Amazing. 4 XA levels 922. So you're technically still in that large zone. I think File is better than ICP because of all the patterns. So there, yeah, and a little Gartley for right now. That's why it's not really blasting through just yet, but there you go. Filecoin's like this. Yeah, look at that. Nice reaction off the Gartley to T1 to T2. Now are we trying to just blow through? I'd watch that. I'd watch also the ICP. 3-day? 2-day? 3-day? 3-day. Hold on, guys. Let's check that 3-day. Someone's saying there's a 3-day chart here. No, I don't see a 3-day pattern there. I like to stick with either daily or weekly. Yeah, I mean, I see what you're getting at. But, well, plenty of time on that. I would be more inclined to trade this one. Look, who said that? Someone got in at 550. Oh, you traded it from 5 to 650, 30% profit. Listen, that is beautiful. And they're asking, did they get out too early? Not if it's a trade. Not if it's a trade. Someone's saying, hey, I got into Filecoin around 550, which is like right here. and they got out at what'd you say, 650? I got too many people going on here. Yeah, 650, 5 to 650. And they took profit. Were they early? No. To get out? No, because your money. I mean, that's money. And how many of these, look, this one on a percentage basis from 650 all the way back down to $5. We're talking, easy 20% moves all over the place. This is the volatility that you have to work to your advantage. Even on Filecoin in the last week or so, you've seen phenomenal volatility. So I am more of the opinion that the hourly 4-hour stuff that's already popped, you do have to trade. I mean, the percentage moves are so huge that it's worth it. Where do you get the blow-off move? I mean, how do you capture that? Yeah, you have to wait on that and capture those bigger days. But a lot of those blow-off moves have been popping and then come back. So we're getting to that point where, yeah, trading stuff like this makes more sense. Couple more that you guys are really chomping in the bit on. Ren. Has that moved? I haven't looked at Ren for a long time. Let's take a look. Ren here. What's calling my name? What are you doing to me? Dream, come on, man. I see you in the chat. I see you there. Here's Ren. All right. Hasn't moved yet. How about that one? Any patterns here? Or looking left, any patterns? Not really. Amazing. I think 7 cents and now blasting. Some things that have been running though, folks. Scale. This is starting to run. 940. Remember we were looking at this puppy all the way down here around 3 or 2. But look, I find that very interesting. Just starting to get going. Scale. Hold on. There was a pattern here. Where was my pattern? Was it daily? I know there was a pattern off the low here. Yeah, it was a big bat pattern. Had a hop at 4 cents. So if that's the case, target 1 on this is not till 60 cents. Sometimes this is a crypto specific thing. Once they start moving, and even if they double, it's kind of like the first thrust. First thrust really was this. And now you're really, I'm not chasing that, folks. It's not something I'm chasing, but if you're not in that yet, you're looking for that just to come back. Get it on your radar if you're not in there. Definitely starting to pop. A couple more Sandbox talk about big patterns. So here's the big pattern on Sandbox. I do think Metaverse is going to have its day. Talk about areas of crypto that have not yet recovered. I put Sandbox at the top of that list. Target 1's 344. Current price 58 cents. This will get caught up, and it doesn't even start until you get above $1. Something's coming on that one. You're gonna have to be patient. Even your daily, look, your daily is a little overextended, and that's okay. It's a shark, but can we go shark to 5-0? And this would be something to line up. They're not all going to come to fruition, but folks, if we can get this, get a nice reaction, 47 cents, That's the launch pad. Come back and then go like that. Not sure. Look, it's not a guarantee that we come back, do that pullback. But if we do, it does set up the theoretical return corrective reaction, get oversold, and then that be the launch pad where you not only challenge the higher levels of the bearish pattern, but you blow through. I like it. Also, before I jump out of crypto, we do need to take a look at the total index. There's total. Couple of dots. We talked about that last week on the daily. The weekly is HSI right now. We're just saying this is going to get a little heavy. Sideways as it grinds higher. I think that's still okay. And recall that these are the big levels. Remember 382 is right now. 382 on your total index is 1.61, 1.62 trillion. So all we need to do is close above that this week. We have yet to do so. And once we do, and it might take a little more time, then you're really looking at actually a 618 move. So think of it this way. And to frame it out, it's going to be important so that we understand where the acceleration zones are. It's like this. There and then get up to there. How do you initiate that? How do you initiate this move to get above there? Just close above, I guess, 1.62. Bring it down a little bit like that. There you go. Yeah, it's like that. So give me a close this week, and then that should start to process psychologically 2 trillion on crypto total. The other one that everyone should be looking at, total 3. So, hey, how do I know that my T coins are going to run? It's on this index. I want to see this continue. I want to see not only the price action continue higher. Last week was a check back of that first HSI since the low. But you still need 2 bearish weeks, 2 bearish candles before it's even of significance. Keep an eye on that. A close above 535 billion would be strong, where this just is like a runner. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this to be a runner. We've had 2 bearish weeks since the low, and both of them have been inside 1 and 2. So be mindful of that. It's coming off of a perfect pattern. Target 1 at 676 billion is probably a likely target by March, end of March, April 1st, right up into the halving. Makes sense that that would be your minimum reaction target. Keep an eye on that. 1 or 2 more from you guys. You guys are all about crypto. Wow. Don't you want to look at stocks? Dash is breaking out. I think Dash is probably a good one. That had big patterns. No, that's not breaking out, but it does have big patterns down here. This is like Zcash and Compound. Where's the Dash? This Dash was, oh, it's this. Look at Dash. Look at that all-time pattern. It's amazing. And that's still in play where your low end down here, 25 bucks. Support. 1 or 2 more. H-bar is another one starting to move. We've talked about H-bar. Look at that. No, that's not H-bar. That's H-bar market cap. Amazing. The market cap hit the There you go, 9.5. Although that is an interesting H-bar market cap chart. Look at that, like this. Look at the market cap chart. Beautiful all-time bat. I like that. And look, you're hitting target one. Great chart. Great chart. Still need a dot on that. So, nothing yet. But if you relate that to the spot price, where are you? Yeah, we had a whole bunch of stuff down there. What was it, 5 or 7 cents? Yeah, this kind of stuff. Kind of reminds me of scale, and that will make progress. It's a lot like algo. You guys saw algo bust up to 24 from like 12. Oh, how about putting the correct? There you go. Algo ran. I mean, that's the kind of thing you're looking for, where you're less than 10 cents and you get to 20, 30, something like that. Algo. There you go. There's a group of these that are like this that have yet to move, but they seem like they're popping. Algo, ARPA, scale, the network style stuff. So interesting. Interesting. I'm going to leave it there. Tomorrow, Thursday, we'll do more crypto. I just want to do a quick rundown of major markets. They're off a little bit today. That's okay. It's a shark. First day of the year. HSI coming in. All right, no problem. We're going to consolidate. Need a yellow dot. We're oversold. Look at this. That's pretty interesting. Check out what's going on with amplified RSI. That's a pretty nice divergence right there. RSI BAM. Look, right here, there's the M formation. Goes to the 50 and then the return move. So, I'm not going to say too much other than I am closely watching this zone. I still think our rally that started back in October really wants to hit the 113 at 424 on this move. So today's a first day kind of a thing, but it's not a biggie. You do have triple confirmation here on the weekly. I think we're early. But after the last run from in the fourth quarter of last year, I'm not surprised. I mean, look, this could come down to target one even if it wanted to. But the bigger numbers are still pointing up. Same with the SPY. So again, we get into a digestion phase here early in the year. Not a problem. If anything, look, amplified it on the weekly, trying to roll out. Let's see what this does. This just could be a sharp profit taking to start the year. Yeah, I gotta clean this up. Look, here's the shark. Let's make that super big. It's like this. All right, your real place of where the SPY should have rolled over failed. I mean, you could have easily been loading up shorts here at 456, 457. Makes a lot of sense. And by 460 and a penny, you failed and have gone straight through. These are difficult situations. Definitely difficult situations because that is a straight off failure. That's a losing trade right there. And that happens. You had T1, you had yellow dots, couple of red bars, but within 3-4 bars, you already did a 3-bar breakout. You're failing. Here, we just have to wait, maybe break it down on like a 4-hour or hourly. Your daily's coming down. Maybe we get a daily HSI. Check out Amplified. This is probably the most concrete thing to go on for the SPY. Looks like this. There's Amplified setting up X, AB, and that gives you your segmented M formation to go to the 50 level. So we have a little bit more to go here, folks. Get down to the 50. Maybe we do that for the next few days and then set it up to go like that. It would just be not a big deal. Not a big deal. And look, the weekly is sitting right up there at the all-time high. Now there's all-time high. Right there. All-time high weekly 479.98. What was the high last year? 477.55. Almost got there. But an amazing run. Let just be patient with this. We're looking for let this thing come in. I agree with that, Jacob. Jacob says you got to pay for Christmas. I agree with that. Now the Dow Diamonds, who wanted that one? Manuel, what's up? Same deal. Huge run. The end of the year. This one is stronger. No confirmation, no patterns, at least not on the weekly. Daily is kind of like this with a few short-term things. HSI, potential yellow. Well, we did get a yellow dot on the close on Friday, but we're still up. It's like this for the diamonds. It's all about the monthly chart, and I personally been looking at the diamonds, kind of studying what's been going on here. And folks, this arrow definitely is in play, and I'll connect dots, but I really think that this breakout is a lot like this breakout. There's a lot of similarities to the 2020 breakout that we see here. Maybe the last couple of breakouts have been fairly demonstrative. I mean, you go off of that peak and you look at this kind of price action, pause, and then thrust through. That's the only thing you're waiting for. This is just time, and we connect dots. So really make this big so that you understand you have 4 of the 5 legs. X, and this is Dow, X, A, B, and then C to the 1618 is your minimum move, and that's this year, 422. Yeah, 421.80. That's the weekly thought process, and let's just look at the 1618. Deep crab can go more, it can go to the 1902 or 2.0, but you know, a nice 15% move, 20% move, shaping up. Now this could probably stretch in to January of next year, which is also the thought for a lot of the targets we have mentioned previously, that not everything's going to get there this year. I think most of crypto will do what it's going to do in 2024. You might get some overspill this time next year as you approach the inauguration, however the elections work out here in the United States. But we have always talked about this 12 to 15 month time frame that sets you up for like October, November 2023 to basically end of January 2025. Keep an eye on it. But I like that, and you can look to individual things like, you know, really super slow things like Coca-Cola. Lots of patterns here. Beautiful type 2. You know, that's going to continue. Nothing stops Coca-Cola off the Gartley type 2. We've even mentioned things like Caterpillar, and that's already at all-time highs. But listen, Caterpillar was that crab pattern that just exploded. Remember this, 233? Right at the end of October. Beautiful. A lot going on. I mean, I can rip through a lot of these Dow stocks. That wasn't the one. Here's Nike. Even with this, Nike got slammed on earnings. No problem. No problem. Where's the weekly? There you go. That's what you're looking at. I mean, Nike, like a lot of these, they're all on these 10, 15-year uptrend trend lines. Yeah, they're not rocketing at the moment, but they don't have to. They just keep doing that, and they'll make their way. A lot like Microsoft and Meta and all of those that a year ago were 50% off their all-time highs. They made it back in a relatively short period of time. That's what you have here. Let's go to those top really quick, like Microsoft and Amazon. Up here at 370. There's Microsoft sitting on a hop level at 368. Yeah, let's let this do some consolidation on the weekly. We checked back. Did we check back? There's the high. There's HSI 3 weeks ago. The high was 337, 377.64. We didn't officially check that back. It's so close. 377.16 versus 377.64. But I would still think that this is rolling over. A pause, just a pause, and we've seen this numerous times. 5%, 10% correction would be nothing. Would be nothing for this. We'll get another opportunity on these. Just be patient. Same with Amazon and, they all hit targets, right? They ran them right up in the end of the year. They hit targets. Pausing right now. Okay. No opportunity here yet. We'll get an opportunity on these. But right now they're overbought. We just got to put them to the side. Google, same deal. Weekly, no less. And you've got a lot of patterns here. So not a position to long, obviously. If anything, probably consolidation. Even if these are super strong, they grind. They go sideways. I think some of the other opportunities are things that have been totally beaten down. Couple of new ideas. Here's Humana, folks. Healthcare. Beautiful, big weekly type 2. You get to target 2, you are in business. Couple of things that I have not, new ideas. Baxter. All right, deeply oversold here. This was a monthly, actually. This is a monthly here. Look at that. Big crab pattern. This is the kind of situation we really want to set up for. A lot of these big tech, yeah, they're huge winners last year. They're not in the right position right now to be longing. Something like Baxter, a lot better proposition for you. Oversold, stabilizing in a big zone, beautiful 1618. So watch that. I mean, a couple other ones that are like this. Here's Weight Watchers, this real speculative low floater. I've mentioned this before. Monthly. It's a massive monthly type 2. This is a low floater. Again, don't over allocate, but you have a few things at 650 and you have the shark pattern at 567. I like stuff like this. I something like this hasn't done its run yet. Something like Microsoft, yeah, it's this top strongest stocks, but it's overrun. Structurally and indicator-wise, you have to let that thing come back. We need to find things that are just setting up on the launch pad. Couple of the other ones. So crude oil. I've been hitting the table on this for about, 3 weeks, 3 weeks. Schlumberger on the daily. There you go. It's a crab pattern. Looking like I want another little retest here, but I'm fine with that. And remember, Occidental Petroleum, Warren Buffett practically owns half the company. Maybe he would have done even better if he was running harmonic patterns and just trying to buy the thing. But that's setting up for a type 2 oxy. But that's 56. But it's coming in and it's close. And you go to crude oil, get an idea, get a picture. Okay. Early stage. 70.24 is the big retest number. We've talked about that. All right. So watch that. It's there. You got back to backs here. There's the big bat. We knew the type 1 at night. We were down here at 73. We were going to 93. We got to 93. Said, okay, type 2 back to 73. And now we're at 70 with another bat. I like it. Needs a little time. HSI, check that out. Let that come down in and hit and register and oversold. Okay. Getting close though. Let them throw this stuff away. And we will have, I think, a real nice opportunity for crude oil for the year. But it's the kind of pattern where you have bullish pattern, you're oversold, hasn't done the run yet. Okay. Couple more. McDonald's. What's up, Jacob? Jacob wants to look at McDonald's. I guess the McRib rally is for real. You bring back the McRib, and it's good for 20%. You know, McDonald's is like a lot of these that got way oversold, and then they bounce back. I'm more inclined on things like Target because they have massive patterns here. Massive. I mean, there you go. Deep crab. Off of the low. That was a weekly too. Weekly bat. Weekly bat. That's your look. I think this is your pattern on the weekly, and let's ride this to 166. But big patterns in those kind of stocks. I mean, McDonald's has already done its run, and yeah, probably has more to go. Hershey's is another. I'm really looking for this. I don't have a pattern on it, but boy, Hershey's 40% off the all-time highs. Couple of weekly oversold signals. You know, do I have a pattern down here? Not really. I wish I had a pattern. I know that's way oversold. I would love to get something, some kind of signal down here at 180, 190 that would trigger me in. Reminds me of this one, Cal-Maine Foods, the big egg producer. Remember this pattern? It was another one. They just got demolished. Shark at 44. And went from 44 to 657 short order. Or the other one, Kraft Heinz, which was another 3 ideas for our folks. I said Kraft Heinz. Where'd you go? And, you know, this is beautiful follow through. Look at that pattern, folks. That's why if you go back to September, October, me talking about this specific pattern right at 31, this is why. They're slow movers, but boy, they run real nice point to point. Couple more. VTNR. I don't know that one. VT, is this a low floater? Vertex Energy. Yeah, I'm not down on that. I mean, you're hitting the hop level today, type 2, but that's dramatic. I want more of the big ones. Stay with the big cap. That's why I call the low floaters, because boy, if they're not going to move, they're going to float at a low level and not do anything. I think that's an example of one of them. Got to find things that are, you know, some of those larger cap. Oxy is probably a better one. Hey, Victoria, what's going on? You thought SWK, Skyworks Solutions? No, Stanley Black& and Decker? What do we have here? Is it SWK, Victoria? You thought it was all those big cups people were drinking, because that's Black& and Decker, Stanley Tools, Black& and Decker. I mean, great patterns down here at 77, and that's a great one of kind of like a stock picker approach. All right, now I got you. Nice. Yep. Big crab pattern right at an 886 swing. That is nice, my dear. Thank you very much. I was not looking at this, but we need to, especially now that we're getting a little better breadth and you're seeing stuff like the Russell, actually do something. It's not great. I mean, that's 2022. And Russell's been stuck in this range, 195, 167. That's ugly. But maybe we can break out. Maybe the market can really expand. And if you do, stocks like Stanley Black& Decker are going to move. But Russell, wasn't there on the daily something here? At the low? Yeah, there were a couple patterns. I do remember that, like 170-ish. But we're right at 200, hitting some resistance. Look, IWM, smaller stocks, would be great if they came in a little bit down and then hit the target one and then make the bigger move. That seems to be a theme. Nice one. No, I appreciate that, Victoria. That's a good one. What's up? Poopsie wants to look at SE. Is that Seabridge? Solar? What is that? What's SE, Poopsie? C Limited. No, thank you. No, thank you. Nothing there. I mean, it's just an ugly chart. Wasn't it? What about Skyworks Solutions? I haven't looked at that in a long. Skyworks? Hold on. Skyworks, SWKS. Yeah, I do remember looking at that a while ago. Boy, 85 to 110. About to come off. Okay, that's another big runner. But not, I think there's others. I don't know. There was something else I was looking at that. Like, maybe reminded me of something else. No. NTR on Toronto? I don't know that one. I'll take that off. Nutrien? Never heard of it. Nice one. Okay, yeah. Patterns, if you're playing the Canadian market, okay. Whole lot of stuff at 70. Sure, that's a nice chart of patterns you want to play. But not my, I'm not trading Canadian market, but for you, sure, take two. Buy 100 for me. There's the weekly, my friend. So you must have the software. Get a look at that. A couple more. Daniel wants to look at Square. And Square is that. I think Square is a good one to look at once we trigger the next oversold reading. There's a few of these that have been trying to shape up to basically bust out of the oversold zone. And that's another one. Square is a lot like Lyft and things that we're trying to run at the end of last year, getting hit. Here's Lyft. But Lyft was a big, oh no, Lyft is a monthly pattern. Pretty sure it is. Monthly oversold. Daily. I knew this. There's a big pattern here. It's like Square. Maybe it was Snap. It's like a massive shark pattern. I mean, it already ran, obviously. Type 2 deep crab. No, but Snap is there you go. Snap is, so one thought on these kind of stocks that based all last year, and then some of them did pop. If it's Square, if it's Snap, if it's ARK Invest, a lot of them look like this. Coinbase looked like this last year. They're getting ready to pop. And so my thought on stuff like Snap and what was the other one? Square, a few other. Look, once they get out of this zone, they pop above the top end, the 886 level. Okay, we're on the breakout watch. Now, we had some overbought readings currently, but maybe if Snap comes back one more time to this 12 region, is going to be a major opportunity. The Snap, the social media stocks, in my opinion, are going to get a major bid because of the U.S. election. They're going to get thrown millions of dollars a year, much like the crypto cycle. It happens every 4 years. They get a flood of election money. There's Pinterest. Another one, massive bat pattern, beautiful. All right, got a bid off the lows from 25 up to 38 coming off, but that's kind of cat out of the bag type of deal. So keep an eye on that. I really think that's, these big patterns, and we talked about big patterns for this year. That's another one of them. So let that develop, get going. The best way to do it is, look, give me a 4-hour pullback. Then I know this thing is, kind of getting to the point. There was the last pattern. There's a first yellow dot in a while. You're testing that since there and there. So I do think there's a collection of these, and I should really define that list of those that have done this kind of a thing where they got decimated last year. They started making the move. Pinterest is another. Snap, Lyft, ARK Invest. ARK pushing, hitting a little resistance, but when you go out and you get the full totality of what that is, I mean, look at that chart. I think anybody in here that's been in here more than one session would say, yeah, that's a perfect target one candidate. You're just spending a year going sideways, a little overbought at the moment, but 8270 is still the number. Yeah, guys, let's save gold for next time. Gold, it's a little early on those. A little early on all of those. Yeah. Let's do those other ones on Thursday. But that's what I'm looking for. Believe me, you want to pull back. You guys, we want to see this thing come in a little bit. You don't want it to get overextended. Also, we know what the big structures are. A lot of the markets like this, you're either coming off of a massive bear market, 21, 22. Last year, you're consolidating, finally breaking out. Or you're something that has broken out and you're just trying to show how much price discovery you really can exert. If it's Microsoft, if it's Meta, Netflix, all of these that are trying to push new highs, are they going to do it now or you need a little breather? I think we need a breather. I think we need a breather now to set us up for that a hard quarter one run, but we have to digest what happened here, happened the end of last year. And here's ARK Invest. Yeah, your most recent patterns, formations. Yeah, you're running into some stuff. Shark pattern at 51. So let's just give it a little time. But I'm liking these finally after doing nothing for a long time. I mean, here's DocuSign. All right, DocuSign is another one. Doesn't look like much, but when you draw it back out, basically talking about all of these patterns that formed from the pandemic low, pandemic rally, okay, back to reality crash, now become a true entity. Like become get a normal cycle, if you will. And we have have many of these kind of patterns, folks. What we're looking for is a pullback into this zone for that eventual setup to go to target one. And that's substantially higher. Cycle over, done. Reset, beginning, okay, and then start again. And I think that's probably where we'll focus on Thursday. All right, thanks a lot, everyone. That's what I have for today. Get over to Harmonic Trader. I didn't even do the business today. Get to harmonictrader.com, become a basic member. And then on January 10th, upgrade, subscribe, get with us now to be able to attend. Everybody that signs up for the software gets to go to the membership, even if you signed up in the last 30 days, either deal. Okay, you have any questions, send me an email at harmonictrader@gmail.com. All right, great session, folks. Hope you all had a great New Year's Eve, celebrated properly. Welcome to 2024. We'll be back on Thursday, 12 noon. Till then, as always, go get them. We'll see you next time.